Star ride for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest, AI and cloud leader pioneering agentic AI and A2A protocol for enterprise interoperability. No other than Mr. Sri Krishna Ravulapalli.
Thank you, Daniel, for having me.
Welcome, Mr. Sri, on Book One of Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Sure. This is Sri Krishna Ravulapalli. I prefer to go by Krishna, and I currently live in Texas, United States. I am an R&D software engineer at Broadcom. I bring 18 years of product development experience to the table. Um, I started my career in India right after my college, and I have done my post graduation from one of the India's premier institute, IIT Delhi. Later, I joined CA Technologies in Hyderabad, which is in southern India. That's an IT hub, and there since my college, I have an interest towards the semantic web, and I have done research projects on semantic web at college, and those are published in IICAI conference, that is Indian International Conference on Artificial Intelligence. Later, I continued my efforts towards working on AI and exploring the semantic web concepts. And I bring 18 years of product development experience towards developing the products. And right now, we are working towards uh, empowering support engineers with using the agentic AI capabilities.
And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Krishna.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And today, let's talk about easy production support chaos with agentic AI and A2A interoperability. So tell us, you studied production support chaos firsthand. What does chaos actually look like in a typical
Mhm.
enterprise IT environment? And how much does it cost organizations in dollars, downtime, and developer burnout?
Correct. Um, the idea stemmed from a story. I am a software developer and I have friends working in production support. And they have been working throughout the day, and mm, uh, the production support should be available all through the day, 24 by 7. And they work during the weekends as well, and they work in shifts. So that triggered me. We'll have to improve that working process. If you look at for development side, we have been getting lot of coding assistants like Copilot or Cursor. They are helping the developers in writing the code. So in the similar way, for the support engineers, we need something and for them to have uh, agentic AI capability that can assist them in their day-to-day problems. That's why I work towards that one. And uh, and if you look at production support, I mean, if Gemini or Chat GPT or any of the airlines, so any of the software application, if it goes down and it doesn't the entire world stops accessing them. So those are all the critical things which needs to run throughout the day, and the production support plays a key role over there. So someone has to monitor throughout its life cycle. So in such situations, always, instead of depending on the humans, we should have agents that can assist in running the systems throughout 24 by 7. And while it is running, if the agents can predict or uh, the problems that can happen, whenever the problems can that can happen, it can trigger a message to the humans, or if it's a repeated problems, those can be handled by the agents itself. So that's the key idea, and that's how I wanted to enable agentic AI capabilities for the support engineers, and that helps the production systems run all through the 24 by 7 expectation by the organizations.
Mr. Krishna, why has production support remained so stubbornly manual despite of advance in monitoring and observability tools? What is the missing piece?
Right. The observability tools we have, I mean, those are all reactive supports. Like the observability tools, what does it do? It keeps on monitoring the existing systems, and if it goes down, then it alerts the engineers. Then the support engineers chip in and work on them. Right now, with the agentic AI capability, instead of reactive support, we can have a proactive support. So based on the patterns it identifies, let's say if you take a storage system, if it is the current observability patterns rises an alert if the storage is almost reaching an 80% or 90%, then it informs the support engineers to take an action, either add more storage or look at the things what's going wrong and kill the unwanted things. Then the support engineer comes in and fixes the problem. When you if instead of a, that's a reactive support, like the problem happened, and the observability made patterns triggered an alert to the support engineers, and they took an action. So in the agentic AI systems, it keeps on monitoring what all things the actions are performing on that storage system. Based on the actions they are doing on the storage system, if some more additional capabilities are getting added to that storage system, then in itself the agents alerts um, the users who are making those actions. So then they can they'll get a message saying that if you perform this action, there is a chance of uh, using the entire storage system, and that can lead to problems like uh, uh, the system can go down because of more storage capabilities. So we are going towards the proactive supports.
Very well said, Mr. Krishna. You proposing agentic AI as the solution. We can current monitoring tools to that autonomous agents can.
Mhm. Yeah, we are all making use of anomaly detection algorithms. So these algorithms can predict the uh, the probability of having a problem. So based on that, the agents can respond and take actions. Um, Let me give a simple example. Like uh, instead of humans continuously monitoring based on the observability alerts, we can have two agents. One agent is running at the customer site where the product is used, and another agent can run at the when software vendor side who developed the product. So when based on the anomaly detection algorithms, whenever some problem happens at the customer end, it can raise an alert, and the agent running at the software vendor support can assist the agent running at the customer side. So these two agents can communicate and take actions instead of calling a support engineer itself. So that's how we wanted to see in the future. So this is called agent to agent communication, and this can be achieved through the A2A protocol that is being launched by Google in 2025.
Trust is the biggest barrier to the autonomous actions. How do you build enough trust in AI agents that organizations would let them
Mhm.
take corrective action without human approval?
That's a great question. And um, initially, if you mm, recruit a junior support engineer, it takes time for him to come in and perform his duties end to end, right? Similarly, agent is like a junior engineer who is getting deployed, and initially the the support engineers can keep on monitoring the actions done by the agents. And once they build the trust, I mean, initially you can have human in the loop for a couple of weeks or months until you get a trust. And based on the once you build the trust, you can let the agent take the autonomous actions. It's like you can treat the agent getting deployed as a new engineer getting onboarded and taking the actions.
Very well said, Mr. Krishna.
Mhm.
What's the difference between a dumb automation or a truly agentic AI that can adapt to novel situations?
Yeah, autonomous agentic AI is like there won't be any human in the loop. I mean, it can take actions based on the scenarios or based on its predictions. So that way you can ensure that the products can be running forever in 24 by 7, and there won't be any downtime. uh, and and the customers have someone who is knowledgeable always available for them. Those are the agents. uh, these agents can be equipped, I mean, if you take any AI or any agent, um, they need data to make corrective actions or to make necessary actions which are um, uh, uh, which can solve the problems, right? So
Hmm.
we'll have to provide the right data to the agents. I mean, the right giving the right data to the agents is like training the agent. It's similar to like how we are training the new engineer onboarding to the uh, product.
What is the difference between AI agents from making bad situations worse, cascading failures, or incorrect diagnosis, or unattended consequences?
Right. I- I- there is a possibility of uh, uh, cascading failures that can happen based on the actions taken by the agents, right? The same applies when a support engineer takes a bad action instead of taking a right uh, decision. So the probability of making a mistake by the engineer is also true. The same way the probability of making an agent doing something wrong is also true. I'm not denying agents are always right. So how do you ensure the agents take the right actions is based on how you train and what kind of data you give to that agent.
Different
So
vendors, different teams, different system. Each may have its own AI agent. How do you ensure they speak a common language and cooperate rather than conflict, Mr. Krishna?
correct. That's the reason we have this standardized A2A protocol uh, come into existence, which is launched by Google in 2025. If you look at, uh, I see everything like the microservices architecture. I mean, if you look at the current microservices architecture followed by many organizations towards developing the products, each service is developed in their own language, but they still can talk each other through the REST protocol, which is being widely used. Similarly, we have agents developed at developed by any vendor, and they can talk each other using this A2A protocol.
Hmm. Very well said, Mr. Krishna. Are there emerging standards for A2A communications, or is still the Wild West where every agent does its own thing?
Yeah, every agent d- takes one single responsibility. Like if you want to book a flight, you have your personal agent. And let's come back from the production support and take a normal example how agents communicate. Like, I have my own personal agent, and I tell my agent to book a flight and a hotel for my upcoming mm, uh, vacation. So my agent will talk to the American Airlines agent, which can provide a list of flights that are available during the dates I supplied, and it can talk to hotel vendors like Marriott. Marriott has its own agent, and my personal agent talks to that Marriott agent and negotiate the prices with respect to hotels. So my personal agent is like a leader, and it takes the data from airlines agent and the hospitality agent from the hotel side. It collects the data from both the uh, hotel bookings and from the airline bookings, and based on my inputs to the agents and how I train my personal agent, it takes an action like should I go with this hotel or this airline or this timing, based on my preferred timings. It uh, it can take a decision, or you can leave the final decision to me or to the human. Like it finalizes two or three vacation bundles and show to me, these are the options you have, and you can pick any one of them. So the human need not spend time in terms of negotiating the prices, or in terms of manually searching what flight is available, and the hotels available at the same time when I reach the destination. So all that work can be done by my personal agent.
Mr. Krishna, how do you measure success? What metrics tell you that agentic AI is actually reducing chaos rather than just adding complexity?
I measure success based on my usage of agents, right? How much um, mm, problems it's solving without me intervening, and spending time in gathering that data.
Hmm.
I think there is no common success measure in terms of measuring if the agents are working right or not. I mean, everyone has their own pattern. Like uh, I consider time is whether my agents are reducing my spending time or not. Someone else can see whether the agents are getting me uh, the greatest deals or not. Let it take enormous amount of time, I want the greatest deal. How much money it is saving me. So the success can vary from a person to person perspective, but with respect to me, how much time it is saving and whether it is solving the problem or not.
Mr. Krishna, 5 years from now, what does production support look like in an organization that have fully embraced agentic AI and A2A?
Okay. I envision like within the next 5 years, or maybe 10 years, once the agents are working in place, uh, the support engineers need not spend their weekends and mm, to make sure the production systems are running or not. They can leave to the agents, and the agents can take um, actions whenever the and making sure the production systems are working 24 by 7.
So, Mr. Krishna, to wrap up our discussion for today, What is the biggest technical challenge still unsolved in making this vision a reality?
Okay, the biggest technical challenge is like mm, we have to provide right data to the agents. That's the biggest challenge. Everyone, we have data everywhere. I mean, if it's a human, he can read the data from PowerPoint presentations. He can read from the data from PDFs. He can read data from any in any unstructured format, or he can get data from other senior engineers. So that's how a new engineer, when he's onboarded, he can collect the data from many sources. The same way, we'll have to provide the right data to the agents. Providing data to the agents is the challenge. Once you have the right data, the agents can take actions in the right way.
So, Mr. Krishna, can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
I recommend Gap and Gain. Gap and Gain by Sullivan. So it had a big influence on me. That book tells, when you have a goal, you don't measure it towards the ideal situation. You measure it from where you started. So you keep counting the gains you did by measuring backward. Don't measure forward. So in the same way, like in our discussion, we kept on discussing about the agentic ais and what is their ideal situation. The current situation may not be matching to what we are expecting in the as an ideal situation. You keep measuring backwards and see from where we started and how far we progressed. Eventually you will reach your goal of a autonomous agentic ai system.
Thank you for the recommended book. Mr. Krishna, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yeah, currently I work for my company called Broadcom. The request to all the listeners is, don't fear about AI, and keep learning. And once you learn AI, it will help you in moving forward and securing new opportunities in the AI, agentic AI world.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Sri Krishna because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this to rise. So, Mr. Krishna, thank you so much for your time.
Mhm. Thank you, Daniel. It's great talking to
Moticam,
you.
yes, likewise. Moticam people, see you soon.